All right, so we got another bad cop, no donut here. This is going to be an update, though. The update to the Dennis White case in Boston. So let's get into the story here. WCVB.
And Sybil Mason tells us the allegations against her ex are true. She says she has the scars to prove it. Should Dennis White be commissioner?
No.
Sybil Mason, the ex-wife of suspended Boston Police Commissioner Dennis White, speaking out about abuse she says she suffered at the hands of her ex-husband.
So again, before we get into get any further, she was abused by this man long ago. And there were claims about this man going back towards like the 90s and early 2000s and beyond that. So it was multiple women. And for some reason, not only did this man keep his badge, keep his gun, and keep his job, but somehow he ended up at any point becoming a police commissioner? Unbelievable, man.
See this scar right here? You see that? That was from being dragged out of the house because I wouldn't do what he wanted me to. That was being dragged out of the house. As I'm holding on to the door, trying to hold on to the thing, a nail caught me there.
White has denied.
That is unbelievable. So he left permanent injuries on a woman. And for some reason, this man somehow became a police commissioner. There's no way people didn't know about this. In fact, I know for a fact because of the update that I'm doing, which is this video. I know from the first video that I did about this guy that people knew about this. People knew about this and protected an abuser, this monster. And this man somehow ended up becoming a police commissioner. It's just unbelievable.
Denied the decades-old allegations. Boston Mayor Kim Janey looking to fire him at a termination hearing today.
I will certainly make a decision after careful deliberation, having taken into account what happened at the hearing, as well as all of the information that has been presented.
In remarks from today,
there are people out there who will go out of their way to defend police officers. And they will say things like, we need better background checks, we need better standards, we need better training. And the question that I want to ask those people is, what's the point in you training monkeys if you set the whole circus on goddamn fire? By that, I mean this. If the police commissioner has a history of abusing women, then how the fuck do you want me to trust any officer who was underneath him? Because if you didn't do your due diligence in that motherfucker, then don't you tell me you somehow did it when it comes to a regular beat cop. No one did a background check on this man, right? Because it was known he actually did this shit. His ex-wife was saying this shit for years. People fucking knew. And this man somehow kept his job as a police officer for all those years and became commissioner. So that means that there were colleagues who knew about his abusive tendencies towards women, and they still decided to work with him because they were also likely abusive towards their spouses. With that in mind, that means that everybody that he's worked with, they should all be fired. Anyone who knew about what he did should be fired. And not only fired, but thrown in jail too. Because that is a violation of the public trust.
Today's hearing, White says, I am a black man who has been accused falsely of crimes. I have not yet been given a fair trial, and I'm on the brink of being convicted or terminated, which is the...
So now you want to use I'm a black man excuse as a police officer. I have not been given a fair trial. Excuse me, a lot of people on the streets were not given a fair trial. I'm so glad you said it, because the one thing that I, devil's advocate, loves to get into is facts and evidence. Now, if you're so concerned about people getting a fair trial, and I better not look up, I better not be able to go on Google and look up and show people your department is known to be particularly aggressive. In fact, Massachusetts in general is known to be particularly aggressive towards black people in terms of police. All right, so this is coming from 538. It's an article about the police departments with the biggest racial disparities in arrests and killings. So again, this man says that he's a black man. He's so concerned about getting a fair trial. Well, Boston, Massachusetts, as you can see on this list here, has a 17.6 racial disparity in terms of killings per 100,000 people. So when it comes to racial disparities and being a black man, as he said, it is very interesting how he's not concerned about the racial disparities when it comes to your police officers just killing black folks. When it comes to defending yourself, suddenly you are so concerned about it. Sir, you are a piece of shit. Just by that fucking excuse that you just gave, and now that we know for a fact because this 538 article is back from February 4th, 2021, which is this year. So this information is actually accurate as of right now. It's actually accurate. And what we're seeing is that you don't give a shit about, violence and getting a fair trial for black men any other goddamn time. When it comes to defending yourself, Sutton, you just so care about people getting a fair trial.